Okay,
Yeah.
you're the one producing this one, so you're calling yourself silly?
Yes.
Okay.
thanks for like bogarting on my
No,
joke.
because that's what you said. Like, I'm just listening to what you're saying, and I'm just picking up on what you're saying.
You're picking up on something. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, good. You know, the people wouldn't know this, but it's been 15 minutes just sitting here waiting on you.
During which Andre was just like playing Balatro and muttering about jokers to himself, which was really helpful and not distracting in the slightest.
No, I never distract you, but I'm not here to make
Literally,
your life
next
easy.
time, just play elevator music. Just play elevator music.
See, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So, to get to the point, see what I did?
Yeah,
I
I saw what you did there. It just hurt me. Okay, go on. Yeah, I'm listening.
Speaking of people getting hurt, did you hear that someone tried to assassinate Trump again?
Oh no, really?
Yeah, I know. Once again, he manages to find assassins from the darkest corners of stupidity.
But the thing is,
and most incompetence
the
as well.
conspiracy theory is that
It's fake.
It's fake. He did it.
Yeah, we'll get on to that. I kind of wanted to talk about it because it was a really, really fucking stupid story. So I figured, might as well have a look at it as sort of like an intro to our topic today, which is really stupid assassination attempts.
I have actually trying to stay away from politics for a while now because I'm like,
Because it's bad for your mental health.
It's starting to become very depressing.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like, the infinite cycle of suffering. Oh, it's just carrying on over there,
So I don't know much about the story. I know it happened. I know it's some dude, and that's all the information I have about it.
Yeah, some dude is right, basically. He seemed to be, like, absolutely no one of any particular importance whatsoever. I believe he was a massive fan of Israel, at least according to his social media postings, so I don't know what he was angry with Trump about. It's a very, very strange, like, we're not entirely sure if any of this is real, so I kind of, like, when you look at it, you go, is that real, or is that, like, some shit that they're making up to make it sound more, like an actual assassination attempt? Like the manifesto, it was just like, oh yeah, that they didn't really name anything specifically. He wrote like a manifesto allegedly, and it was just like, oh well, I've got this opportunity, so I'm going to take it to kill Trump. He's an evil pedophile, whatever. And
he's not wrong.
I mean, it's not wrong, but it's like, it seems it's a very vague thing to sort of like, go up. Like Luigi Mangione, remember when he allegedly shot that guy in the middle?
Did that actually come out that it was true or not?
He's still waiting on trial. To be honest, they might have fucked up his case, by the way, because they tried to charge him with terrorism, which is actually a really difficult thing to prove in a court of law. So.
Okay, because he tried to assassinate a
healthcare CEO. Yeah.
So how is that terrorism? Not just
because the Trump administration is saying it's terrorism. They're fucking idiots, man.
Aren't they saying everything is terrorism now?
Yeah, that's the point.
Everybody's a traitor to the country. That
literally,
agree with
enemy
Trump.
within the media. Anyone who doesn't like the Iran war. Anyone who thinks the ballroom is a stupid idea. Literally, anything.
I mean. It is.
It is, objectively. But, you try telling a madman with dementia.
So, I actually watched a video of the guy explaining how the White House came to be the White House. I'm going to do a very poor job. So, if you are here for accuracy, you're in the wrong place to begin with.
I know it's built by slaves, basically.
No, it was built by George Washington, right?
Yeah.
But the initial build, it had to be the initial plans were very grandiose, as in they were trying to sort of be bigger than the House of Congress, because the president has a certain amount of power, and then the House of Congress has more power than the president, but the president needs to agree with the
checks and balances.
It's a whole thing, right?
How it's supposed to work.
So George Washington, looking at their constitution, said, the president of the United States is just a man. He should never be more powerful than Congress. So he basically said the White House, which will be the residence of the president, shouldn't be bigger and more grandiose than the House of Commons, because they take make all the law. Right?
I wonder if they actually said that. It sounds like a cool thing to say.
That's what George Washington said. Because they initially had a French architect doing it, and then they turned around and like. No, he wants to taking influence from Europe and make a very grandiose,
the Palace of Versailles,
pretty much, right? So do a massive sort of building, and then they turned around and like, no, let's just get this. I think it was just some dude from Chicago. I'm probably completely wrong, but it was an American that actually got to design the
yeah.
And then when what's his name? The guy with the cherry tree with the
That was also George Washington.
No, that wasn't George Washington. That was the other guy with the top hat.
Oh, Abraham Lincoln.
Lincoln, right?
That wasn't the cherry tree. That was the other guy.
I don't know, dude. Like I told you, this is not accurate. So when he came into power, he was during the Civil War, right?
Well, he started just before the Civil War. Yeah.
So he took a lot more liberties with the law. So he started adding things to the White House.
Yeah,
that's why it has so many branches, and they build a whole bunch of things. So the idea is, whatever the White House is now, it was supposed to just represent that the White House is just for a man, not a ruler.
Yeah,
like not a king.
Now it's like a sprawling.
And now he's
complex.
building this massive ass fucking building.
Yeah,
excuse my French. And
excuse my French buildings.
Yeah. So now
he's doing a Palace of Versailles.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. So the whole concept of this is just a man that is just it's not ruling of the country, it's leading the country. It wants to, I am a king now, so I'm bringing myself a ballroom, which is insane. It's stupid. Anyway,
it's like Pharaoh shit. It's like end of the Tsar Russia shit.
Exactly.
It's
exactly.
Like, theocratic dictator plus lots of money equals dumb shit.
So they literally just doing this, because initially everything that was modified on the White House was with money from Congress.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now everything that is modified to the White House is from money from outside.
Well, funny thing about that, they're actually asking for a shitload of money
for Congress as well.
Yeah, and they're also paying into it privately, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But they're still asking for like $300 million or something stupid like that. It's a fuckload of money for like a single room. I mean,
but they do plan to build underneath like a bunker.
Oh yeah. It's going to be basically a nuclear bunker, which, funny enough, is actually relevant to the assassination attempt.
Oh, cool.
Because. Okay, so I'll walk through what sort of happened here.
Okay.
Basically,
step by step?
Yeah, step by step. So it was during the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Trump has not really attended these. Like, he never gave a shit. He doesn't like the media, and he doesn't like... the White House Correspondents' Dinner usually has, like, a tradition where, that you're supposed to roast the president, basically. Like,
okay.
Obama was pretty good at these. Like, he was, like, telling jokes and cracking back at people, and, it was... funnily enough, it was the White House Correspondents' Dinner, I believe, where... Obama insulted Trump for the first time publicly, and that drove Trump to want to become president.
Oh, thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. Yeah, so White House Correspondents' Dinner, Trump, unusually, is shown up to this one, which is the first thing that makes people think this is fucking sus. He doesn't like doing these things, but for some reason he was there. This random guy, who apparently was just some, like, liberal shitposter on Twitter, managed to charge with a shotgun and a pistol, past the Secret Service checkpoint. Like, this bit got caught on video. It's just sprinting past.
Well, I think I saw that video, or at least a clip of that video.
Yeah, you probably saw, like...
He was running from I think there was the toilets, and then past security, and then there was just a bunch of just people chilling there.
Yeah. They react like, oh, my goodness, what is going on here? This man who's holding a weapon appears to be running very fast indeed. I wonder if I should do something.
British accent. Why did you give him a British accent? Like, you could have given him any accent, but not the British.
I can't do an American accent. Like, what's
imagine having a potato
accent?
in your imagine you have a potato in your mouth when you talk. That's American.
I'm not going to try.
Yeah, that's how American works.
We actually haven't got any potatoes, so we can't.
No, that's how American works. You just imagine you have a potato in your mouth.
I've got a potato in my mouth.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, it doesn't work. But yeah, this guy managed to somehow bust past the crack Secret Service agents that work for Donald Trump. Here's where things get really fucking confusing. So he gets past the Secret Service agents. 5 gunshots are heard. Bear in mind, he doesn't get anywhere near fucking Trump. He doesn't get anywhere near the main room. He's like a floor above or below. I can't remember. But he's on a different floor. So he doesn't get anywhere near like the main room. But 5 shots were fired. And the question now is, who the fuck actually fired them? So one Secret Service agent was injured. He got shot in the vest. He's fine. But he did get shot. The man had a shotgun in his hand when he was taken down, so to say. The shotgun had an empty shell in it, which indicates that it was been fired. However, there's no ballistics of like a shotgun being fired. Like, they haven't confirmed that the shotgun was the with the gun that hit the Secret Service agent.
So you reckon he was somewhere in the back trying out the gun and he forgot to reload it?
No, I think the other guys shot at the shooter, missed, and hit him. I think that's what happens.
Wow.
Because the guy who, with the shotgun, he was like taken down. There's a photo of him like being pressed into the ground by Secret Service agents.
Yeah, I think I saw that picture.
Yeah. He didn't get shot like once. He didn't sustain any injuries from gunfire. So, however he ended up on the floor, I think he might have just tripped because he wasn't hit.
So
with
allegedly,
anything.
how much money you think he got paid?
Oh, fuck knows.
How much is it worth it to do 10 years in prison?
10 years, I mean, like, that's if he gets 10 years. I mean, Trump might decide to go, like, no, death penalty, because I can. I'm a king.
They don't have that penalty in DC.
That's true, actually, they don't.
And this happened in DC, right?
Yeah, but we find out he's from Texas or something, they'll just try him there. I don't know.
No,
I don't know how they could do that.
You get trialed where you committed a crime. You don't get trialed in a different state.
Okay, so maybe he won't get the death penalty. I'm sure Trump is trying to work out a way to push for it anyway.
I mean, if Trump paid him, it's not going to give him the death penalty. Like,
no,
allegedly,
he would. That's definitely what he would do. He would kill him more.
He will be like, oh, do you want to get rid of your student debt?
Yeah. It's like, do you want to get rid of any witnesses? Okay, yeah, I can do that. Just kill this guy.
I can't wait for his book to come out.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a great book.
It's like, how I got paid to assassinate the president.
And he got paid entirely in crypto, which is worthless now. That'd be so funny. So yeah, it looks like everything kind of fucked up with this. Like, you know, even if this guy is legit, like, it means the Secret Service really fucked up by letting him get that far, because, you know, he ran at a security checkpoint with a shotgun and somehow didn't get shot.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, was there no security till this point, right? Because that's already in the building.
Yeah.
If you look at it, that's already in the building. So that means he managed to walk past another security point, I would assume. Because, look, have you ever been to the National Museum in London?
Yes, I believe so.
The big one. Is it the National Museum?
There's so many big museums.
Anyway, so the biggest, the one that's for free, you get through free security points until you actually are allowed in the courtyard there, and they check for everything. How are these people getting away with weapons?
That's a good point. Because...
And this is a museum in London where we don't even have guns in the UK.
True.
So how is this security so bad that he got? Like,
well, it was a Marriott hotel. Maybe that's why.
Was it in the Marriott hotel?
I think it was some sort of hotel. I can't remember if it was the Marriott or not.
You know, all the Marriotts are run by Mormons, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because the initial guy, he's Mormon.
Really?
Yeah.
What, like Joseph Smith, like started a hotel chain?
No, not Joseph Smith, but Marriott.
Oh.
As in the guy that had made the franchise is Mormon.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's so random.
They used to have inside of every room a Mormon Bible. I'm not even joking. So
it wasn't even the little Gideon.
I worked for the Marriotts.
Oh yeah,
in the UK, and they used to have that, and then they all of a sudden it disappeared when they got bought by Arabs. I wonder why.
I think the Arabs are gonna like put like a little travel Quran in there, like just to like, you know, counteract it. Or
yeah,
whatever.
I don't think they want to.
No, I don't think they don't care that much about their religion. Let's be fair.
Anyway, I'm moving on.
Maybe like a little guide to oil stocks, you know.
How do you get oil? Have a few.
Have land. Profit. So, yeah, there's also a whole bunch of other stuff that sort of points to this being fake. Like, because Trump himself, like, was quite, you know, freaked out by the first attempt on his life. By this point, he's either got, like, so much dementia or he was kind of expecting something to happen that night. He apparently was just, like, watching, like, sort of smiling at, like, the door when the gunshots rang out. And, like, his wife looked shocked. Melania looked shocked. But he was just like, yeah, everything's proceeding according to plan. You know?
do you reckon he just popped some mushrooms right before it?
I reckon he's probably on like a fucking cacophony of drugs, and that's why he's able to be in that building.
He just had some gummy bears. He's
He's zoned out. Like, look, give demented grandpa his weed, and then he'll just like mellow out. Another thing that might indicate that it's fake, they got J.D. Vance out of the building first before they went back for Trump.
Wasn't that a whole thing where Donald got really upset because Vance got priority?
I don't know if he actually got upset or not. Because
or new conspiracy theory. Are you ready?
Hit me.
Okay, cool. Actually, this was a proper assassination attempt, but J.D. Vance organized it. Allegedly. Because he's like, I want to become president. I want to be... Yeah.
I think you might have hit onto something. I've never heard someone mention that because everyone assumes that JD's too incompetent to do it. But
yeah, But he probably didn't do
maybe-
it. The Illuminati did it. So it's
Whoever
all organized.
owns JD Vance did it.
Yeah. Because JD Vance doesn't have a brain, so whoever owns him did it.
It's Peter Thiel. It's got to be Peter Thiel.
Peter Thiel.
Peter Thiel is the guy who backed JD Vance for his first campaign. He owns like JD Vance as much as he can. So I think Peter Thiel had organised this. If I was going to guess anybody, anybody who's really pulling the strings, it would be Peter Thiel.
So,
Because
yeah. That's
Trump's
actually a
fucking
good
up people's
conspiracy
shit right
theory.
now. So
That's actually a good conspiracy. Wow, dude.
why are people not talking about this? It was JD Vance was definitely involved. Anyway,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
You can't say definitely, dude. Allegedly.
Well, he was involved. He was a participant in the event. Can't sue me for shit, boy. But yeah, there was also like photos of everyone sort of joking around afterwards. Like everybody who was in the building was just like, they were in the security thing, surrounded by Secret Service, going ha 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 ha. And it's just like, what are they laughing about? What's funny? What's interesting? So there's lots of like reasons that people are thinking it's fake, and I think the biggest reason is that nobody gives a shit anymore.
It disappeared quite quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, no one cares. Like, we're talking about Trump assassination attempts. What, this one? Oh, yeah, another guy.
I really, like, this is going to sound horrible, and I'm not supportive of Trump in any way whatsoever. I never was. But I find it like it's horrible, everybody on TikTok now, because I actually saw videos of people being like, how could you miss? How could you miss? Where did this... People on the internet, they're like really upset he didn't get to him.
Yeah,
right? And
I'm
like,
upset, dude.
But that's not the point, right? Why aren't we humans? This was still an assassination attempt, even though this is one of the worst human beings on the planet at the moment. Still, we shouldn't be super upset about the fact that he didn't die.
It doesn't say that society's in a good place where people are.
Oh no, we
way.
are not in a good place as a society.
I think in terms of condemning people for being happy about Trump possibly dying, I'm not going to waste my breath doing it. I'm
not going to condemn them, but also, how fucked up are we that this doesn't phase
way
anybody?
Out of hand.
This doesn't phase anyone.
Yeah, we're kind of numb to it now. It's like wars.
Which is insane as a society to be in the point where we are numb to people getting killed.
True. It's kind of weird because, previously we would have all been shocked by this. Like the assassination of JFK, shocking. Attempted assassination of a bunch of other guys, shocking. Now no one seems to give a shit, and that's not good because the last time people didn't give a shit, we'll talk about in a little bit, actually.
Okay.
But there was a lot of periods of time when people sort of stopped caring about things, and I think the point where people stopped caring about political assassanations, like in this day and age, was Charlie Kirk.
Oh yeah,
everyone it took.
Did you
2
see
weeks for
what
people
his
to
wife
start.
did afterwards?
Yeah.
We're turning into gossip now.
Oh,
did you see what his wife did?
That fucking bitch.
She's
bitch.
insane as well.
Bitch.
She's insane as well.
She's mental. Yeah.
I felt bad for Charlie Kirk because even though he wasn't politically inclined towards the same things that I believe in, I still feel bad that he got assassinated.
I was never particularly emotional about it. I thought it was kind of intense, to be honest, though. It was a step up, it still affected me in some way. I wouldn't say it was like a strongly positive or negative feeling, and lots of people were like, oh, you should stop making fun of him being assassinated. Now everyone's doing it. Now everyone's just like,
and everybody's
it's been 2 weeks.
just jumping on this bandwagon where they're like, oh yeah, Charlie Kirk, he deserved it. Yeah, nobody deserves to die, even if they're,
the funny thing is, he would not say the same about any of us.
You reckon?
No,
because he was just a debater at the end of the day.
He wasn't. He was the CEO of a massive sort of global network of people trying to influence kids. Literally, that was Turning Point USA and Turning Point UK and Turning Point everywhere fucking else.
Well, do we have a Turning Point UK?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they do youth outreach. It's about as bad as you fucking expect.
That sounds very...
It's like,
reach out and touch a child kind of thing with our current economy.
Yeah. I mean, their job basically was to try and exploit lonely and insecure incels into becoming Nazis. That was basically their business model. So fuck them, fuck everything they ever did. And I'm not going to lose sleep over someone making AI songs of Charlie Kirk, being shot. I think it was funny.
Okay.
Now, and you can't even mention his name without going, oh yeah, that guy who got Charlie Kirked the other day. That was just a joke.
Which is
Which says a lot about society, as you said, but, not anything I'm going to lose sleep over. Speaking of people who didn't lose sleep over the United States, Fidel Castro, you familiar?
Oh, yeah, I heard about him. Yeah.
I think this guy is probably, more famous for the people who tried to kill him than for anything he actually did.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that people know about Fidel Castro is that Americans didn't like him, and they tried to kill him a whole bunch of times, and failed.
I mean, wasn't Fidel Castro communist?
Yes, yeah. And in terms of all the sort of communist revolutionaries, he's probably one of the most principled. I don't say that's a low bar. I mean, that's a very low bar.
Because he's on all the t-shirts. Che
Guevara's on the t-shirts. Che Guevara was just a really cool dude who liked doing revolutions.
Well, he was a communist as well.
He was definitely a communist, and he was also a doctor. So he was a very multi-textured man. Was Che Guevara. Fidel Castro actually stuck around and built Cuba as we know it today.
Okay.
Basically, he spent most of his life, trolling the United States. He was always trying to fuck up their plans wherever they were doing them, and this is mostly Cold War shit. So it was interfering in South America and stuff like that. So Cubans would always be on the other side of whatever the Americans were trying to do. During the Bush administration, one of my favorite quotes of his. During Hurricane Katrina, he actually sent aid to America because he said, well, some president in this hemisphere has to do something.
Wow.
It's just fuck you, Bush. Fuck you and because Fidel Castro did not get on with any American president,
I mean, probably the Americans didn't try to help.
No.
Right? Because didn't they get embargoed that nobody is allowed to actually...
No one's allowed to trade with Cuba, basically, no.
Yeah, but they still have Cuban cigars in America. I'm just
funny
saying.
That. Black markets exist. Fidel Castro, of course, cigar enjoyer, beard haver, and also was set up for a comical amount of assassination attempts by the CIA. I think it was over 350. 350 plans they had to kill Castro. And actually, absolutely none of them worked.
I mean, he was, he has better security than Donald Trump, apparently.
Apparently. I think it's because the people around him don't, immediately hate him. So that probably makes it a bit easier.
Funny how that will keep you alive.
Yeah, having people actually like you. Say what you want about Castro, he was, he did sort of control the media inside Cuba, but at the same time, he was a very popular guy for a long stretches of his reign, which was 50 years or something stupid. Most of the CIA stuff didn't really, the CIA plans didn't get past the planning stage because they were really fucking stupid. So I've got a couple of them. Exploding cigars.
Yeah.
That everyone remembers that one.
I saw that in the Looney Tunes.
Yeah. That's apparently where they got the idea, so you're going for the same crib sheet here. They planned to drug him so that his beard fell off.
I think I saw that in the Looney Tunes as well.
Yeah. Apparently they thought if he lost his beard, then he would lose his cult of personality, because a communist is determined by the strength of their beard.
Actually, communists are clean-shaven, and they've been actually taught to be clean-shaven from school.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So a beard has nothing to do with that.
No, I was going to say...
Because a sign of, being presentable in a communist society is clean-shaven, tidy hair, and clean clothes, if you're not in the mines, obviously.
Yeah.
But, yeah, his beard wouldn't have not changed anything.
No, I mean...
If anything, it would make a stronger relationship with Russia.
To be fair, I think part of, the Castro propaganda sort of machine at the time was kind of turning... Fidel, he was still quite young, into a sex symbol, because he was a young, good-looking, guy in an army uniform.
Let's Google this.
Google, was Fidel Castro hot in his 20s? Oh wait, I know the answer. So
let's hot. It translated to hat. Yeah. He's a good-looking lad.
Yeah,
good-looking lad.
To be fair, Che was better looking. Che was gorgeous. Che was built to be on posters.
Who's Che?
Che Guevara.
Oh, Che.
Yeah, Che.
Che. It's he's your cousin. Oh yeah, my cousin Che. Everybody calls him Che Guevara.
That would be such a cool name. But yeah, anyway, so they tried to kill him with C4 put inside a shell, a brightly coloured conch shell. They packed it with explosives. They thought it would attract his eye while he was scuba diving, like a magpie, and then they would blow it up. That was a plan that they tried.
Does C4 ignite underwater?
Yes, plastic explosive. Yeah, it's dry. You don't necessarily need a spark necessarily. You just need an electrical charge.
Okay,
I think.
cool.
I'm not an expert on explosives. Don't come at me. They also tried to make a poison diving suit.
Suit,
yes.
as in poison.
Yeah, like they would treat it with a chemical that would seep in through the skin and then kill him. It didn't make it out of the planning stage.
They probably couldn't figure out how to keep it in the suit.
Well, they had a guy set up to sell him the wetsuit, like his clothes dealer guy or whatever. They were going to set this guy up with a poison wetsuit, but then he sold him another wetsuit just before, and Fidel wasn't going to buy anymore. So they were like, "Oh well, this plan's fucked then." He dodged assassination by accident. This man. Also, they planned to get him to drug him with LSD during a televised speech, so that he would freak out, and then like.
Oh, just make a bad reputation.
Yeah, look like he was going insane. Make the country unstable. I just think, what would happen if they gave him LSD and he just like, guys, I've had this brilliant revelation. And he just goes into the best speech he's ever made about how humanity is all one soul, experiencing itself subjectively. And, you know,
well,
he does a Bill Hicks bit, and he's just like...
This different political belief. I believe that Hitler was... really well drugged when he was doing his speeches.
True, he was, but it's a very different drug from LSD.
Well, I'm just saying.
Math.
Yeah, I'm just saying. He would have not done anything.
That's probably true.
He would have just improved his charisma.
Possibly. Here's my. I want to go through one of these like assassination attempts in particular though, because I think it's fucking awesome. So they hired a German lady who was Fidel Castro's ex-girlfriend by the name of Marita Lorenz, which might have been a code name, I'm not sure. She was hired to poison him.
I'm sure she wasn't, her German name wasn't Lolita.
Probably not Marita Lorenz, no. But that was the name she took when she was fighting in anti-Cuban partisan actions, which, you know... She was a Holocaust survivor, very fucking interesting story. She actually got later implicated in the assassination of JFK by association, because she knew a couple of the guys who were potentially involved.
Who would thought people know each other in the CIA?
Yeah. Funnily enough, the person who, the CIA guy who set her up to kill Castro was later arrested as part of the CIA's efforts at Watergate. He was one of the Watergate guys who got arrested. Wow. This guy's been involved in all sorts of shit. He deserves a podcast himself, honestly. But yeah, this lady, she was given some poison. She flew into Havana to meet with Castro, and she had it all planned out that she was going to kill him, but she said when she got to Havana, she realized she couldn't do it. I think she was about like 21 or something, and she knew Castro, she knew him personally, and they, you know, fucked quite a lot. So they were kind of...
So he fucked the assassin out of her, did he?
Kind of. Basically, she accidentally stored the pills wrong for like the transport. They were put in some cream or something, and they made them unusable. They dissolved. So she was like, well, I'll fuck this up anyway. So she sort of just came clean to him. And apparently, this is what she says happens. He handed her his pistol and said, go on, shoot me. We both know you're not going to do it. And he just smiled, chewed a cigar, and then they fucked.
Was this story from her or from him?
This is from her. This was said to Vanity Fair in 1993. Well, she's, you know, European, so she said, we made love, you know. So...
Yeah.
But yeah. So they had a big old shag, and she eventually left Havana. Funnily enough, she got also into a relationship with the dictator of Venezuela.
She got around, this girl.
She got around, man. She's a very, very good looking lass. I can understand why. And she's got that kind of, you know, revolutionary hot look, you know, with the beret and like, you know, the sharp like eyes.
Was she meant to kill the Venezuelan dictator as well?
No. She just allegedly fathered a child with him and then like paternity sued him. It was the whole fucking thing.
Okay.
This lady's fucking great. She's interesting as fuck. Yeah, like it's just kind of insane. Like, you know, I don't know. In terms of like, you know, hiring people to kill Castro, I could understand why they went for this lady, but she's got like, she had a reputation even beforehand as having like, you know, very intense emotional attachments to men, which could sometimes turn into like revenge stories.
But that's why they probably thought, oh yeah, she could be manipulated by her emotions.
Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, this is a good idea in principle. And then it wasn't.
It really fucking wasn't. The CIA has never been good at their job.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, I know.
Side note, you know Patel, the guy that's in charge of the V&A?
Oh, yeah.
They're thinking to fire him.
Well,
which is going to be a really bad idea. Because imagine if they put somebody competent in charge of
the Epstein files.
Yeah, not of the Epstein files, just in general of the whole bureau. Somebody which is really friendly to Trump and actually being competent. We are fucked if that happens.
I don't think so. To be fair, the whole like structure of the FBI has kind of been fucked by Patel being in charge. He's kind of defunded and stripped like whole bunches of it. And
apparently he's drunk all the time and he's just partying.
Yeah, he's just like using private planes to go see his girlfriend's shitty country music shows, hanging out with the US hockey team. Apparently he couldn't get into his internal like FBI database computer like the other day, and he like everybody telling like, shit, have I been fired? Have I been fired? Have I been fired? Like, it was described by, you know, personnel close to the matter as a total fucking freak out, which is really fucking funny. Because this guy's in charge of the FBI and he's screwing up all their investigations.
He's meant to be like, you would think somebody that's in charge of so many agents.
Yeah.
It would be put together and serious.
It's like 40,000 people you're in charge of, man. That's like...
And 40,000 people with guns.
With guns and like widespread federal power. Like, you know, guys who can go into a place and fuck some shit up if they want to.
Yeah.
But it seems to be just like an incompetent shit show run by idiots and like...
So we want it that way.
Yes, honestly, it's better for people just in general if the FBI just chills and doesn't do anything and just collects a paycheck for the next 4 years.
Yeah. Well, 3.5.
3.5.
No, free.
Yeah, three. So long.
Yeah, no.
Speaking of people who are like awful pieces of shit but were slightly more competent, Joseph Stalin.
Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, Billy, I didn't know you're going down this road, dude.
Well...
You should give me a heads up, right?
Well, okay, Stalin, you know, this is less about Stalin himself and more about Stalin versus Tito, which is a whole, like, saga in terms of European relations. If Fidel Castro was always trolling the Americans by saying, haha, look, I'm near your country and I'm different from you, Tito was doing that to Stalin. Because Tito was supposed to be like, you know, it's supposed to be part of the Warsaw Pact, you know.
Okay, so tell people who Tito is.
Okay, Tito was the dictator of Yugoslavia from the end of the Second World War up until 1980, I think.
Yeah.
Until the 80s.
Because you're just going expecting everybody knows old history.
Yeah, well, I assume people know who Stalin is. Tito is a bit of a smaller guy, but he's really kind of insignificant because he, you know, created a country basically out of warring, you know, ethnic groups that fucking despised each other.
It's still like
and
that.
Still is kind of like
it's
that.
Still like that.
But he, you know, he also stood up to Stalin and won, which is very, very rare for people in the European sort of sphere of influence of the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of people got fucking dead for doing shit like he.
Yeah,
like,
you either become a communist or you're dead if you're in East Europe, yeah.
Yeah, and Tito was a communist, you know, he was not like, you know, he wasn't half-arsing it. He was like, you know, okay, workers own the means of production, state organizes everything, fucking, you know, classical communist in the 20th century. But he didn't like Stalin. So.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but he also said very publicly that he didn't like Stalin, which is different, you know. The guys in Romania and Poland and East Germany and whatever, they're like, you know, they're bitches. They're not going to do this. Yeah. Tito always fucking did. And whenever he disagreed with Stalin, he would say it very publicly, very loudly. Tito was just like, he fought the Nazis. He basically won his war himself. Like the partisans in the Balkans and whatever. They didn't need a whole lot of help from the Soviet Union to do that. So he didn't feel...
Because by the point the Nazis reached him, they were already exhausted.
Yes, true. But there was lots of people in, you know, Croatia and, you know, places like that were quite keen on the Nazis. So he had to beat the fuck out of those guys as well. Tito probably purged, like, just as hard as Stalin did in like the first few years of his reign. He purged anyone who was even vaguely associated with the Nazis, like, gone, goodbye. Anyone who was like, maybe we shouldn't just let this guy take over the country. Nope, goodbye.
But that's how you consolidate power, right?
That is how you consolidate power. And Stalin himself was trying to consolidate more power by getting Tito under his wing, as it were. But he also knew with Tito that was going to be very fucking difficult because he didn't want to.
Which is fair, man, because at the end of the day, if you're a leader of a country, you don't want to have a leader
outside your country telling you shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like you want to do things your way because you're a dictator.
Yeah, I mean, and Tito, for all of his faults, was incredibly dedicated to the idea of being a dictator. He wanted to stay in power until he died, which, you know, he did. part of the reason for that was he got quite good, and his secret police got quite good at finding assassins that were sent at him by Stalin.
I mean, that it's called experience.
It was, experience, severe paranoia, and, being a ruthless cunt. Game recognizes game. He knew, like, hey, if I was him, I'd be sending assassins. Yeah. So let's make sure my guys are, like, weeding out assassins, please.
Yeah, it's sent them on that how to find an assassin course.
Yeah, literally. I think they wrote the book on a whole bunch of, like, secret police stuff that the KGB would later steal. They were very, very good at rooting out dissidents in Yugoslavia. So... there's a whole bunch of diplomatic shit, but basically, when the Warsaw Pact formed, Tito was supposed to join, then he said no. Stalin got annoyed and basically economically sanctioned Yugoslavia. Like, he kicked them out of, like, the Comintern of communist countries so they couldn't trade with each other freely, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Tito just sort of laughed and carried on anyway. So Stalin got more and more annoyed that he wasn't responding to his text, basically, and started sending guys to assassinate him. It started off pretty normal, like, guns, bombs, they kept finding these guys and catching them, but they, a guy with a pistol, okay, that didn't work. Let's try a guy with a rifle. Nope, that didn't work. Let's try a guy who's going to plant a bomb in his car. No, that didn't work. It got to the point where Stalin called in the big guns. And I mean, this is after 22 separate assassination attempts that Tito foiled. The last guy was supposed to be his biggest gun, basically. A man called, I don't know how to pronounce this, Iosif Griglovich. Griglovich, I'm not sure. Shorthand known as Max.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why. That's what his shorthand name was, apparently. So this guy had a bit of a rep, and Stalin had used him before to kill, guess who else?
Don't know.
Trotsky.
Oh, really?
So this is the guy who snuck into Trotsky's house and ice picked him in the back of the head. So he's got a reputation and like a track record of being pretty good at this. They sent him to Yugoslavia with, guess what weapon?
An ice pick?
Nope, not an ice pick this time.
A bazooka?
Nope.
Rocket?
Nope. Think more creative.
Think more creative. Think a prostitute.
That's quite creative, actually.
I don't know.
Fun fact: during the Vietnam War, the South Vietnamese who didn't like the American troops would send the prostitutes with syphilis into like the military bases, and
Isn't that illegal? Because that's basically
biological warfare. Yeah. They still did it. I mean, I think their argument would be, well, we didn't force you to sleep with those prostitutes,
which is true.
It is true.
It's true that.
But the whole Full Metal Jacket sucky $5 thing.
Yeah.
That was actually real to a point. These guys were like, it's like, girls, just try and get these, their servicemen. It shouldn't be too difficult. So just try and get them into your infected body, please. Yeah. Very, very horrible. Very not sporting, if you ask me.
All right, what was the weapon, bud?
The fucking bubonic plague. So
shut the fuck up.
They sent the ice pick fella, the guy who killed Trotsky and like Stalin's personal favorite assassin for doing that, into Belgrade with a container of bubonic plague that had been like hyper concentrated. Basically,
Is there a cure for bubonic plague?
There's treatments now, but the whole point was there was so much of the virus in that room that everyone in that room would have died. And that possibly includes the guy who was doing the bombing. Apparently he didn't know what the substance was. He thought it was nerve gas. Or something similar. He thought it was some sort of gas rather than a virus.
Yeah.
But instead he's got the fucking plague. Apparently they were going to vaccinate him against the plague before he did it to increase his chances of survival. But there's a good chance it wouldn't have fucking mattered. He probably would have died if this had actually gone through.
So did they catch him?
No. What happened was Stalin died.
Oh.
Before he managed to carry out the hit.
Oh, so he made a contract invalid.
Yeah, basically.
That would have been an interesting part. It's like, oh, it's another bubonic plague in Europe. I wonder why.
Yeah, people have like looked at this plan and gone like, if he released that, there's a good chance. I mean, it's Belgrade. It's not like,
it's quite dense city.
It's quite dense city. It's a lot, the health services are not brilliant. The infrastructure's not great. It could have killed fucking tens of thousands of people easily. An outbreak of bubonic plague, like, from the heart of the city is not what you fucking want.
No. You don't want that in a good day, like... like nowadays, I think it would still do some damage, but...
Nowadays, it would still be bad. It would be like a terrorist attack rather than a war thing.
I think it would be a lot harder to pin down, right? Because no doctor will look at you and is like, oh, he has the bubonic plague. He'll think of anything else but that. Because it's what's the chance of that coming back?
If you're not expecting the plague.
Yeah.
No one expects a bubonic plague.
Exactly. It's like...
History shows us that you fucking should, but no one expects a bubonic plague.
Yeah, nobody expected fucking COVID, did they?
True. Oh, dude, do you think if there was a bubonic plague outbreak, there'd be like shitheads online pretending it's not real and that bubonic plague never
dude,
existed?
let them. Just let them. Let them go out and kill themselves.
Yeah, okay.
Because the bubonic plague will kill you quite quickly.
Oh yeah, well fuck your shit up.
Because you're going to get treatment and whatever, and they're like, I'm not going to take treatment. I'm like, good. I'm so happy you're not.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
It's not COVID where you could just recover from it. Like,
you do not recover from...
It's the fucking plague, man.
It's okay. I think that would be really good natural selection. I believe in natural selection.
I suppose so. But in terms of natural selection, Tito won this one by Stalin dying of old age and a stroke, in the 1950s before he managed to release the plague upon fucking Belgrade. What's interesting, though, just because Stalin died, that doesn't necessarily mean they would have called the attack off, right? Because he's still, like... If you're planning to assassinate a foreign leader, you might
as well do it.
You might as well commit to the fucking bit, You've got the plague there. Why not? The thing is, like, Beria was in charge for, like, a short, like, the head of the KGB, Lavrenti Beria, massive paedophile, massive piece of shit. Stalin's daughter wasn't even safe around him. Very fucking weird. But he was in charge for like a few weeks, like, a couple of months before the rest of the Soviet cabinet got together and just, like, murdered him.
Yeah.
Quite justifiably, I should say, because otherwise everything was going to get fucked. But, Beria was in charge for a while after Stalin kicked it, so he could have said, go ahead with the operation, comrade. But he didn't.
But he didn't, because he thought, like, he's not such a bad fucking person. He thought, he could still be an ally.
Beria?
Not Barrier.
Oh, no. Tito. Yeah, I suppose.
He would have looked at him and be like, yeah, he didn't like Stalin. I didn't like Stalin. I liked his daughter.
Oh, him and Stalin got on together very well. They robbed banks together back in the day. He was one of Stalin's, like, old school boys from Georgia, Oh. That's why he was head of the KGB, It was, he put him there for a very specific reason, because this guy's not going to fuck with my shit. That was basically why he was there. All he wants to do is, as long as he's got access to kids, he'll be fine. Yeah. Ugh. Fucking disgusting human being. Yeah.
Okay, what happened with the bubonic plague? Where did it end up?
Good question. I don't actually know. But the hitman himself was recalled back to Russia, say, okay, the whole thing's cancelled. I think that because Beria didn't go through with it, I think that this, like, assassination attempt was literally just Stalin being a petty bitch. I think that was it. I think that was the only reason this happened.
I mean, yeah.
He was ready to start, like, another fucking wave of the bubonic plague over a personal beef, and that's just so fucking brilliant.
I mean, if you're a dictator in charge of a massive country, I mean...
Yeah, especially if you're Stalin, I suppose.
Yeah, if you are completely broken anyway.
Yeah, I mean...
You might as well.
Yeah, like, Stalin's psychology is very, very weird, because he was kind of different from Hitler in a lot of ways. Hitler was, like, fanatical, we will see the shining city of Aryan goodness or whatever. He was its insane messiah complex. Stalin didn't think like that. He didn't think of himself really as a person at all. He thought of himself as, like, an instrument of history,
I mean, we are talking about him.
Yeah. I mean,
he's not wrong.
He wasn't wrong. He was at the right place and the right time and made a lot of critical decisions, most of them wrong.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It was kind of fucked up, really. It's like, there's a really important guy in history and it has to be this guy. This guy who, like, sits behind a bench that's too big for him so that everyone else looks smaller.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but all dictators end up doing shit like that.
Yeah, literally.
Like, name me one dictator that didn't have to build something or had to do something to feel like they're more important than anybody else around them.
I don't know anything about Singapore. I haven't heard of any dictator. I know it's a dictatorship, so...
It's just basically one city, isn't it?
But it's only one city, yeah. So maybe it's different in Singapore because it's just not as high
Aren't
stakes.
You going to jail if you chuck your gum on the floor?
Yes, and if you smoke weed, it's 5 years.
So, I don't know, man. We're still talking even about that.
Yeah, I'm not planning to go to Singapore anytime soon, but...
I might be going to Singapore at some point.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, we do need to go on a holiday in Asia at some point because everybody's going and everybody's having a great time.
That's true. Yeah, everyone we know has been to Asia, but we haven't, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like, what's the closest you've been to Asia? Cyprus?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah,
well, it's not really close to Asia. It has nothing to do with Asia. So.
No, it's not. I mean, but Turkey's there, and Turkey claims to be part of Asia sometimes. So.
Yeah, I don't want to go to Turkey. I don't need hair. I don't
need teeth.
I don't need teeth. So why am I going there?
That's fair. Anyway, where were we?
I don't know. We finished with Stalin, or
no? There's one more thing. Here's the thing. There's a famous quote from Tito about like all the assassination attempts. He said, "Dear Joseph, please stop sending assassins to try and kill me. We have found 5 already. If you do not keep sending, if you don't stop sending assassins, I will send one to Moscow, and I will not need to send another."
Aww.
Here's the thing. Some people think that because that Tito might have found out about this plot with the bubonic plague and acted first to kill Stalin. Because
so it wasn't just a heart attack.
It might. It was a stroke, I think. But they say that, looking at the evidence, his body does sort of show that he could have been poisoned with sodium potassium or something like that. Something that will cause a stroke, basically.
Okay.
So they wonder if, Tito actually made good on his promise or not. Because he never claimed he did. But it's possible.
He could have. Like, why wouldn't you claim? I mean, if you would be an insane dictator, wouldn't you claim on it? Being like, yeah, I took care of that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you would when you were like, if it's the 70s, maybe, maybe like 70, 20 years later, maybe you claim credit for it. But he never did, and we never know, we never really knew exactly how Stalin died because he was by himself at the time, so who knows?
Could be anything.
Could be anyone. I want to end this one on a little bit of a positive, so...
Okay, good luck. Go on.
I'm not going to talk about a really stupid assassination attempt, I'm going to talk about a really smart one.
Okay. One that happened.
One that happened, one that succeeded, and one where the guy in question did not get any prison time for it. It's funny, it's funny.
Okay, go on.
It's funny we mentioned Turkey a minute ago because the one I'm talking about was the assassination of Talat Pasha. Do you know who Talat Pasha is?
No idea.
He used to run a little thing called the Ottoman Empire.
Oh, yeah.
Back when it stopped being the Ottoman Empire very suddenly for reasons of global history and shit.
Oh, yeah.
In the last few days of the, last few years of the Ottoman Empire, Talat Pasha basically made it his personal mission to just exterminate anyone who wasn't Turkish inside the Ottoman Empire, which is a fuckload of people.
Which is insane because the Ottomans' goal was always to assimilate rather than kill.
Yeah, they had half Europe at one point.
Because, no, they did not.
Yeah,
they did not pass Transylvania, sir. This is a point of pride for us. Don't take this away.
If you ever want to make a Romanian, immediately try and fight you, just accuse him of being a Turk. And
No, it's not that. It's the fact that they did try to assimilate Romania. We were their vassal for a very long period of time, but they never assimilated us.
True.
Because we were like, no fucking thank you.
To be fair, they didn't really assimilate a lot of people. They tried to, but they kind of sucked at it.
I mean, because they went and they played the long game, right? They took the kids and they trained their kids to be Ottomans, and they expected the kids going back to their countries to be like, okay, now you're an Ottoman, go make them into Ottomans. And the kids got back home, they're like, oh, that was fucked up, Dad. Why did you send me there?
Yeah, I'm a janissary now.
That
sucked.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks for giving me away for a few bushels of rice, you prick.
Oh, it wasn't a choice.
No, it
wasn't a choice.
They would show up and shoot
you. The best
otherwise.
example is Count Dracula, Vlad Tepes, right? He's the best example. Him and his brother got sent to live at the Ottoman court, and they lived their whole fucking childhood at the Ottoman court. One of them, which is Vlad Tepes' brother, he was like, yeah, cool, I'm an Ottoman now. I fucking love this. And then Vlad Tepes was like, this is fucked up, innit? Like, why am I fucking doing this? He came back and just fucking started killing all the fucking Ottomans, left and right.
Putting their heads on spikes and
shit.
Dude,
his campaigns, I should do a whole episode.
Please do.
Going, step by step through all of his campaigns, and he did not care. Women, children, you name it. He killed everything in his wake.
Yeah, put to the sword. That was his way of doing things.
I might do an episode of that. This
Please
is a
do.
good idea.
I would love to hear that. That'd be awesome.
Okay, go. Sorry.
Slightly more modern Ottoman Empire. After it all got basically destroyed by World War One, Talat Pasha fled to Berlin, where he was, because the Ottomans and the Germans basically merged governments during the war because the Ottomans were really shit at managing their empire. They were too busy, forcing hundreds of thousands of Armenians to march to their death in the Syrian desert. whole fucking thing, Armenian genocide, look it up. But yeah, this guy was the most responsible out of all the three sort of triumvirate of guys in power at the time, and all of these guys ended up assassinated. Yeah. All of them. All by an Armenian sort of underground terrorist organization, which has got a fun name, but I can't actually remember it. They killed a lot of the guys in charge of the Ottoman Empire because they were, in Turkey at least, sentenced to death for treason and for genocide.
Yeah.
So they figured, we're technically still kind of, well, actually, no, they were part of the Soviet Union. Whatever. They decided to kill this fucking guy. So they sent their best agent that they could find, anyway, Soghomon Tetlerian. They sent him to Berlin. They knew that Talat Pasha was in Berlin, somewhere. But they didn't know where he was living, roughly. By kind of chance and by a little bit of sort of information from British intelligence, they figured out where he was, and he got an apartment basically across the road from him. So he just rented a room in this lady's house. This guy spoke no German. He did not blend in at all. He looked really fucking obvious. The goal was not to do this and, escape, though. There was a very specific goal for this assassination. So he watched the guy for a while, learned that he sort of took a walk at 11 o'clock every day in a certain direction, walked out, shouted out, "Talat Pasha!" The guy turned around, shot him straight in the face. Then, what he was supposed to do was put his foot on the corpse and say, "I have done this. This is revenge for my countrymen." Basically,
Yeah.
And then allow himself to get captured. Instead, he panicked and ran. He fled, and a crowd assembled to, because he just shot a guy, jumped on him and started beating the shit out of him. He's just like, "No, fuck, arrest me. God damn it." So he gets arrested. He goes into the trial, and this is where their big plan comes in, because they're going to use the trial of the shooting of this former leader of the empire.
Yeah.
They're going to use it. There's tons of cameras, tons of media there, reporters. They're going to talk and explain the entire Armenian genocide.
Yeah.
That's what they did. Every single time the prosecution would say, "Well, yeah, but were you at this place at this time?" He's like, "Well, I'll tell you where I was during the Armenian genocide. I was watching my family be horribly slaughtered."
That's one way of actually bringing it to people's attention.
Yeah, they called in witnesses and survivors and people who had lost their entire families in this thing. They got everybody to the courtroom, and they got international coverage on it. Everybody was paying attention. By the end of it, the prosecution must have been losing their fucking mind. It's because he never said that he didn't kill the guy. He never denied it. Because he did. Everyone saw him do it.
Yeah, but did he admit to it?
He never admitted it, because that would be a pleading guilty.
Yeah.
But he never said that he didn't do it. He just avoided the question. So after a while, it goes to the jury, and the jury is so moved by this description of all this horror. They go, "Not guilty, not guilty." And it's he definitely did it. He did it in broad daylight.
He got away with it.
He got off, no legal consequences at all. Absolutely nothing.
Well, he just had to pay his lawyers.
No,
good lawyers.
Didn't even have to pay that.
Fucking hell.
This is Weimar Germany, man. Legal stuff was free there.
But that's beautiful, though. That's.
Actually, it was kind of a beautiful story. Yeah. It's where we get a lot of first-hand information. The assassin guy himself actually lied about being present for the genocide. He wasn't there. He was in Russia at the time.
Yeah. He had to make a story to be...
Yeah, he had to sort of say, well, that's why I personally, in a fit of anger, you must understand, not a plan. It definitely wasn't planned. I just saw him, and I just capped him in the back of the head, because revenge for my people.
But what would be the chance of that actually being the truth?
To be fair, pretty high. If you're an Armenian, you knew someone who was
No, I mean the chance of that was just chance.
Oh, the chance of him just running into
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Berlin. It's a big city. Anything can happen in Berlin.
Fair.
Well, it's nice. I wanted to end this on a positive one because.
But that was it is sort of positive because fucking Ottomans.
Yeah, fuck the Ottomans, and also it's good proof that if there's a legal precedent at least. If you shoot someone who everyone thinks is just a massive piece of shit, and you can convince them that they kind of deserved it,
yeah,
it means you can get off scot-free, And I think that's a nice sort of quirk of the legal system.
No, we're not leaving it on that. Do not go shooting people. Billy's joking. Stop joking. No, stop
you
joking
can make the
around.
argument.
You cannot make that argument. Just leave it there, because otherwise you're going to say something silly and get yourself into trouble.
I'm not going to say any actionable threats. That would be against YouTube's terms of service. I could never say that.
And the British government will come looking for you.
All I'm saying is, sometimes... No, I'm going to leave it there. All right, it's been a lovely show. Remember to like and subscribe, people.
And see you next time.
See you next time, where we just about sort of dodge being banned on YouTube again. Have a good one.